Welcome back to part 2 of Weeds That Feed, Grow This Instead, where we look at a plant and where we might use an ornamental. We look at where a native would work really well in its place. So this week, ivy, Hedera helix, and often as a climbing plant we use things like Virginia creeper. Is really attractive climber. It goes a beautiful colour in autumn, but it's an introduction from North America and it only supports 2 phytophagous insects, unlike the 106 that ivy supports. Then you've got another very closely related species, which is the false Virginia creeper, the Parthenisus incerta, which is recorded to support 1 phytophagous insect. We've got Boston ivy, which is another climbing plant, deciduous actually, as is the Virginia creeper. That one is Parthenisus tricuspidata, and that supports 1 phytophagous insect and 1 pollinating insect, and that is an introduction from East Asia, so China and Japan. And we've also got another ivy, which is an introduced species, Hedera colchica. That is from sort of North Turkey, Caucasus, that sort of area, Persian ivy. Now there's no doubt that it has flowers late in the season too, much like the Hedera helix, and although it's only recorded to support 1 pollinator, there's no doubt that it's going to support more than that. But it hasn't got any phytophagous recorded. Again, it's likely to record a few, but it is not the same species as helix, and it hasn't evolved with our native insects, which have grown relationships alongside them. So Hedera helix SI is your guy. So when it comes to climbing plants, if you want an evergreen climber which supports a host of insects, 106 phytophagous, so larval and other plant-eating insects, 100 pollinators, 206 insects in total, not to mention birds and bats and a hibernating space for insects and a protection and a nesting space and food for birds over winter. It does so much that ivy, Hedera helix is really just #1 when it comes to wildlife. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week for Weeds That Feed.